All right, hello, welcome to this video. Here we go again with the Long Island Railroad discriminating against the main line. And the reason why I'm making this video is because they have not really helped the Ronkonkoma Line at all. They still have hourly service. After the 412, I believe it's 512. This is the 512 train here out of Penn, and it's crowded and it's packed. All right, and now the 612, which you will see out of I think it's the 612. Out of, let's look at the schedule here for a moment. So you see what the problem is here with the Ronkonkoma Line, all right? So 412, 512, 612, all right? So hourly service, 412, 512, 612, and then you have that one extra train at 639. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's overcrowded as a result, and people with standing room only. So now we're going to take a look at a clip of a train that was pulling in. This was the 612 out of Penn Station that came into Hicksville with standing room.
Penn Station.
Standing room.
The next station is
That's the Ronkonkoma train. So you can see what's going on here is that there's discrimination going on once again on the Long Island Railroad, and we're going to take a look and see what they've done here. All right, we're going to go back a couple of days here. We're going to go back to yesterday. All right, because they've added some more trains. But guess where those trains were added. So let's take a look and see where they were added. All right. So they are starting on Port Jefferson Trans. The 444 from Port Jeff will be extended into Penn Station. So they've made that a dual mode. 3 cars will be added, making that an 8-car train. All right. And they keep saying we're going to restore a schedule on March 29th. But here you go, Babylon branch again. They've already added a number of trains to the Babylon branch already. They're now adding another one, 4:50 a.m. weekday train from Babylon, making all local stops to Rockville Center with a stop at Jamaica. All right. And so let's see, 6:40. Oh, they canceled the train. Oh, they have a 6:45 a.m. train. I guess, I don't know. That must have been that. I don't know what that is. Let's see if it was overcrowded. This is a joke. Pack 702 train from Hicksville. Canceled train. So we still have overcrowding. This is still going on the railroad, believe it or not. This is still going on, the overcrowding. It's still happening. All right. Attention Westbury customers. So tomorrow, they at 3:45 from Ronkonkoma to Penn will add a Westbury stop. All right. So, and then starting tomorrow also, the 5:50 train from Ronkonkoma will depart 2 minutes earlier at 5:48 and add stops at Central Islip and Brentwood. All right. It's interesting to look at the comments. What about the old 4 a.m. train from Ronkonkoma? Exactly. So apparently they got rid of that. There's no train around 4 a.m. from Ronkonkoma. So they really just screwed the Ronkonkoma branch over. The middle of the island. This is what happens. All right. So, you know, we have the schedule out for the Ronkonkoma Line. All right, which we just saw. All right, and you see. All right, weekday schedule. Or there is a 3:45 in the morning. I mean, if there's no 4 a.m., I mean, it's only 15 minutes earlier. So I don't know why that person said that, but the 4:50. So this train here is going to add stops. No, not this train. It's the 5:48. This is adding stops but it's not adding stops at Deer Park. All right, so now it's stopping at Central Islip and Brentwood, but it's still not stopping at Deer Park and Wyandanch. What's up with that? It's discrimination against Deer Park and Wyandanch right there, right? And so if you're in Deer Park, you have to wait almost an hour for the next train, or Wyandanch almost an hour for the next train. And then at 6:31, 7:30. What is this? Hourly service in rush hour. It's overcrowded. You can't have hourly service in the peak on the Ronkonkoma Line. What are they thinking? It's discrimination. Meanwhile, let's take a look at all the extra trains that got added to the Babylon Line. Because people complain there, and of course, because they're a certain demographic, they get heard, while the rest of us get ignored, of course. So you see here, for 4:50, that 5 o'clock, 5:08, 5:15, 5:30. So you're still getting half hourly service now. All right. So 608, 637, 707. All right, if you missed the 709, then you still have the hour gap there. So you have only one 1 hour gap in the rush hour, only for 1 hour. All the rest is half hour in the morning. And then we look at the PM, where they added a bunch of trains too. They added a 342. As a result of that 352 being overcrowded, they added a 342. Again, people complained. There was an incident on the train. Sadly, somebody passed away because of being overcrowded. And what happens? They get results. If that happened on the main line of the Ronkonkoma line, forget it. They would not add a train because it's all about a certain demographic. You know, it's all about a certain demographic. So they added 2 trains, but still, after that, you still have the 421 being a semi-express, which this should not be a semi-express, and then 455. So you still have this hour gap here. But then after that, there's no more hour gap. You have a train arriving in Wantagh at 603, 617, 651, 658, 712, 751, 817. So there's only, again, one spot in the rush hour where there's an hour gap. It's not the whole rush hour, pretty much like on the Ronkonkoma line. You see what's going on here. It's so freaking obvious. You know, it's always about... I'm trying to say, you know what, we've got to work together. But a certain demographic says, no, it's all about me, me, me. We want the best. They get the best. Everybody listens to them because of their Wall Street connections. And what do we get? We get screwed. That's what we get. You know, and it just makes me so freaking mad. You know, and the Port Washington branch probably still has those hourly gaps, too. I mean... Yeah, they still have those hours at 539, 639, 705. 7. They haven't added any trains to the Port Washington branch. Guess who gets the most added trains? It's the Babylon branch. I'm trying not to say pretty little Babylon branch. Now, at least in the afternoon rush, you do have half-hourly service on the Port Washington branch. By far, the Ronkonkoma line gets screwed the most. And you know, it's so unfair what's happening with the Ronkonkoma line. It really is. It really is. So let's see if there's any other posts about Ronkonkoma overcrowding. So we're going to go Ronkonkoma crowded, and I'll just see if we can get some more pictures here. All right, this was as of March 9th. This is another train. 631 from Ronkonkoma has only made 4 stops. People standing in the aisles already. All right, and the next train after that isn't until 7:31. Which is ridiculous. The Ronkonkoma line is getting screwed big time. And it's just ridiculous. They need to add more trains to the Ronkonkoma line. Why can't they add more trains to the Ronkonkoma line? What is your excuse, Phil Eng? What is your excuse, Long Island Railroad, this time? What is your excuse? No, you have no excuse because you're serving a certain demographic on Wall Street once again. It's all about those people on the South Shore because they got lily white skin and they're finance professionals and they got all the connections with the MTA, so they get what they want while we get thrown down the creek is what we get. All right? And it makes me so freaking mad. That's why I'm ranting a little bit here in this video. And of course, you have this nonsense here with the weekend with no shuttle buses on the Saturdays here, March 13th, 20th, 27th, and April 10th. You know, we don't get shuttle buses. Meanwhile, they do work on Long Beach and the Far Rockaway branch for a weekend. They get shuttle buses. But sorry, you're on your own because you're not a certain demographic. This is what I mean about this kind of crap going on. That's got to stop now. Sick of it. That's it for this video.